fashionistas and fashionistas, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Brandy, the designer for Be Queen, and today what I want to talk to you guys about is prom season and how to handle your consultations. Now, I did see a lot of questions floating around on different things, the do's and don'ts to prom and prom consultations. So I will be answering those questions for you guys and letting you guys know how I do my thing with my clients. And if it works for you, great. But if not, there are other ways to do things. You don't have to take my advice. It's fine. But just, showing you guys how I do things, and hopefully it'll work for you. And hopefully you'll take away from this video. So here we go. How many months in advance do you take your prom consultations? So for me, I do like to get things done early. So we are right now in the winter season. So right now I would be taking my prom consultations just to knock everything out early and not to wait to the last minute. It really sucks to wait to the last minute because you're rushing, you get stressed out, and you can't really work under those conditions. So you want to take your prom consult as early as possible. As soon as you get those emails coming in, that's when you want to start. But you want to make sure you get your payment first. Don't start anything without your payment. So you want to get your payment first, but you always want to start as soon as possible. So by doing that, you have more time to work on more gowns for your clients. You don't want to overwhelm yourself as well, especially if this is your first consultation or your first prom season. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Just take it slow. Do one or two prom gowns at a time. And then once you're done with that, that gives you more time to knock out even more gowns. So take your prom clientele as soon as possible. As soon as those emails start rolling in, that's when you want to start your prom. What's included in your prom consultations? So for me, what I do is I have my clients come to my location. We sit and we talk about what it is exactly that they want out of their prom gown. We do discuss fabric. We discuss trims. We discuss color. We discuss length. We take measurements. Also, you do want to have a contract. A lot of things do happen, and you just want to make sure that you and your client are safe. So you do want to have someone print out a contract for you. This is my contract. You want to have all your rules and regulations for your company. So for me, for instance, I don't do returns or exchanges on my custom made garments. That's just me. Some of you might, do so, but a lot of designers I know don't do returns or exchanges on custom made garments. So that's something that you want to add in your contract. Also, I take a 50% deposit at the time of my first consultation. Now, for you or anybody else, you can do it a different way. You could take the full payment at the time of your first consultation, or you could take a 20% deposit after your first consultation. It's all up to you, but for me, I do take a 50% deposit at my first consultation just to lock in your client's consult. You always want to cover your butt just in case anything might happen. The dress might rip, or the client will come back at you and try to twist things around sometimes and make it seem like it's your fault. You just really want to cover yourself. So in case something like that does happen, hey boo, we got this contract. Remember that? Cover yourself. Does your client pick out the dress that they want, or does the designer? So usually when you get your emails for your prom consultations, the client will send you a picture of what they want. 9 times out of 10, they will do that. So you don't have to worry. And if not, you can always cover that at your first fitting, or your first consultation, excuse me. So you can always go over that at your first consultation. Just make sure you get a good idea of what the client wants. And if you notice things that might not, fit their body type quite right, don't hesitate to let them know. Not, flat out tell them like, hey, this will not look good on you, but just suggest other things that might be better to fit their body type. So don't be afraid to let your client know, hey, I think this might work a little bit better than this. Um, and just try to create a vision for them, so they can feel comfortable, because a lot of times they're a little nervous, they don't all the time know what they want. So you just want to make sure they feel comfortable, and that they will look their 100% best at prom. Okay, so pardon me, bangs all messed up. You guys like my wig? I got this from the beauty supply store. Super cute. So the next question is, how many fittings do you need to do? And I'm going to keep this one very short and simple. You do as many fittings as you feel that is necessary. With me, I do as many fittings that I need to do. If I feel like this might not fit right, I need to try it on, make sure it fits on her perfectly, I will call her up. Hey girl, I need you to come over and try this dress on quickly, just so I know how it fits, so I can finish it up for you, so I can get it to you as soon as possible. So do not hesitate to let them know. Send them a text, shoot them an email, hit them on Snapchat, hit them on Twitter, hit them on Facebook, whatever. But let them know that, hey, I need you to come over and try this dress on, or, it might not fit right. And once you say it that way, I bet you they'll come. Next question is, do you recreate or do you add a touch of your own? So me, you always want to add a touch of your own. You do not want to recreate a dress that a designer has already made and has already put out there. 9 times out of 10, you will get that client that wants Beyonce's $10,000 dress that she wore to prom, that she wore to the Grammys. And, you just can't do that. You have to be you. You have to stick to your abilities and what you're able to do. You cannot just copy off of people. It's not fair to the designer, the original designer, for you to take credit for their work. So you always want to make um, a garment, but add your little twist on it. Throw some crystals on it, or make it a different color, or add sleeves, or take off the sleeves, or whatever. Just make it different. Make it. So when you see somebody, when they see your client at prom, they're like, oh, they're wearing Be Queen, or oh, they're wearing so and so. So you want to make sure you represent yourself really, really right, because a lot of the times, these people be on social media heavy, so they will see that, oh, that's a Roberto Cavalli knockoff. You better act like they know, because they will slay you, and they will go in. So please, please, please be different. Add your own little touches on it. It's fine. They will, listen, they'll love it. Next question is, do you take out-of-town clients? Um, if this is your first prom, I would suggest you not take out-of-town clients. It'll be very, very difficult for them to come for fittings. That's how you run into a lot of problems with fitting, how the dress fits on your client. So I would not, especially if this is your first prom, I will not take out of town clients. Please stick to having clients in your same area, so it'll be easier for them to come to you for their fittings, and so everything will run smoothly. You do not want anything going wrong for your first prom season. So please take my advice, and maybe next year, the following year, you can start taking out of town clients and shipping gowns out. But for the first one, stay local. So next question is, when do you discuss price? And I discussed this a little bit earlier. You want to talk about price, number one, when they first email you. So when they email you, hey, I want this dress, nine times out of 10, they will say, how much would it be for you to make this dress for me? Then you'll give them that price. You might get a response, you might not, depending on the price. So, but don't let that discourage you, okay? Do not let that discourage you. Set your price in stone. Do not let somebody not responding to um, your price, you know, scare you away. Stick to your price range. If they want a $10,000 Beyonce dress, you give them $10,000 Beyonce dress because that's what you want. So you have to stay powerful, stay strong, stick to your guns. The next question is, have you said no to a request? Do not be afraid to say no. Do not be afraid. I have said no to many of requests that I did not feel comfortable making. It could have been, I don't feel like this garment is right for this client. It could have been, I can't make this. You know, we are learning, especially if you are self-taught like myself. We are still learning. There's a lot of things that we do not know. Do not make a fool of your client and do not make a fool of yourself. If you cannot do it, say no. Do not be afraid. Or say, this design isn't in my aesthetic. This is not what I do. Boom. Simple. They will understand. Trust me. They don't want to walk out the house looking crazy, and you don't want your name to be behind something that looks crazy. So do not be afraid to say no. And that is it, guys. That is all my questions regarding prom season. Now, if you guys have any more questions or comments, please leave them below, and I will definitely respond. Please like, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.